Hello friends, grace and peace to you in the name of the one we follow. I wanted to let you know that these moments of virtual worship and meditation are going to look a little bit different during the season of Lent and beyond. Rather than including my sermon in these moments, since that sermon is already available to you in the live streamed version of our 11 o'clock Sunday morning worship service. And by the way, I'll interrupt my own sentence long enough to say to you that if you're not able to be present for our Sunday morning worship services and you have not yet connected with our live streamed ministry, you need to do that. Either watch the live stream in real time or you can watch the recording of the live stream a little bit later on. But rather than duplicate my sermon in this context, you will be hearing instead some of the voices of the laypersons of Christ Church. And if you don't know this, you need to know it. The laity of Christ Church are a remarkably gifted community of faith. Their stories are rich, their perspectives are insightful, and you will have the opportunity in these virtual moments to hear those stories and to engage with those perspectives. And my sense is that they will elevate our attentiveness to God's truth and the life to which God calls us. My hope and my prayer is that you will allow the voices of the laity to usher you more deeply into the very heart of God. May it be so.
During this Lenten season, our virtual offering will be following our Lenten devotional. Every year, we ask members of our community to write an entry focusing on a particular Lenten theme. This year, our Lenten devotional theme is New Beginnings Await. Pretty appropriate, I think. It focuses on that liminal space, that breath between endings and beginnings. It is here that we often stop ourselves to take stock of our lives and to appreciate all the ways our faith and experiences have shaped and guided us. This week, we are focusing specifically on the experience of spiritual exhaustion. We've all been there, a feeling of being bone tired and longing for a place of spiritual respite, comfort, and love. Whatever the reason, if you find yourself in a season of spiritual exhaustion, know that you are not alone. Just as Jesus walked through the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights, he is walking alongside us in our wilderness moments, our moments of exhaustion. Our virtual offering this week comes from the devotion written by Aaron Feely. As you hear this offering, may you recognize your exhaustion and find rest in the presence of God's love this week. Amen.
In being asked to consider a period of spiritual exhaustion, I would have preferred to think of myself as someone who would have a hard time summoning such an occurrence. Instead, I had to reckon with being the guy who had to narrow down the list. And even by that standard, as I tried to winnow my thoughts down to some profound, illustrative instance, I had to contend with the less than sexy truth that was shaking out before me, which is this. I experience spiritual exhaustion on a regular basis, a recurring condition. The way it manifests is rarely monumental or life-changing. Rather, it's frustratingly mundane and unremarkable. Moments, days, weeks where insecurity and doubt and fecklessness seep into all my many cracks and threaten to become scaffolding instead of just a mood. Surprisingly simple ebbs of disconnect that float in and out of daily life like the passing of a wayward cloud. On bad days, a listless acquiescence attends. But when my better self takes the wheel, I see it as a reminder, a call to action. Return to center is the command. Clear your head, summon perspective, and reach. Reach for the higher, lighter, better, fuller thing. It's there. It always has been. At this time of year, I try to make it my job to spend some brain time in the sandals of a carpenter from backwater Nazareth who, in the face of his own potential spiritual exhaustion, returned to center. And in doing so, gave us the map to find our way out of the wilderness. In that spirit, I'll offer this prayer. Lord, in these coming weeks, grant us presence and openness. Clear our minds, fill our hearts, and return us to center. Amen.